What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bald and Bearded channel. I'm your host, Sean, and tonight we are continuing our Dark Souls Remastered Cleric Chill stream. We are playing as Questo. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into the game. There we are, level 15, 3 hours-ish playtime. All right. So we ended last stream opening up this passageway here. And I don't know if you caught just slightly before the ending, I accidentally consumed my Firekeeper soul. That was amazing. So the plan will be, we are essentially playing the game as if I don't really know what's going on. I'm going to try to play as if I'm a noob and exploring and pushing forward without knowing what's in front of us. The only thing that will change that is if we get to an area where I would have been stuck and had to look something up, and then I'll just use my knowledge. But I'm going to do that to the best of my ability. It's obviously not going to be 100% the case, but I'll do it as best I can. Because I can't walk into this area and erase my knowledge that there's human NPCs in here and that there's invisible ones. That just won't work. But I can go down pathways and try to fall into pitfalls that I normally would have without the knowledge, and try to experience the game through the eyes of a newborn Dark Souls puppy. So let's see. Yeah, that guy, you'd immediately notice him once he starts running at you, obviously. We're not doing much damage. That's kind of expected. This is definitely a tough area for most new players. This guy loves to kick. It's actually a great technique with this character that I'm playing. You can do a couple things. You can bait out his attacks and then go for backstabs, or you can try to parry. It's definitely safer to go for the baiting out of the attack, especially because I don't think you can parry his two-hand attacks. You might be able to. I can't remember. See, if he lands... I think if he lands any of his attacks on me, he probably just one-shots me. Now, of course, there's easier ways to go about this, and you can get the NPC train to chase you, and then you try to cheese them off the cliff sides. Again, we wouldn't know any of those tactics, so we're only going to deploy things like that if we start to hit the struggle bus. Boom. That's an easy heal. I don't think these guys ever run out of casting power. It's kind of nuts. I think he will parry you, though. So you do have to be careful. You have to respect the melee. You can't just... Oh, I don't know why I'm not getting backstabs there. Yeah, you can't just swing away at him from the front, because he probably will parry you. But he's not giving me backstabs. I'm not sure how that's the case. I think I saw another one. I know there are more, but I want to clear out the sides. want to take them one at a time if possible. Like we got that dude there, and then we've got this kind of cleric looking dude. So let's see if we can pull the cleric first. Should be good. They are fucking running. Oh! Okay, they draw out the thief dude, which is kind of crazy because he stopped moving. It's weird. Oh, that was too fast. Okay, so now this is the bad part. If I'm a noob and I see these two coming at me, I want to separate for sure. I don't remember this, like, invisible guy seeming so goofy. Oh, that's bad news. Forgot. They'll be able to heal. It'd be great if the cleric does not come down. And they are. So because the cleric will heal, we might need to try to focus on this dude. This is actually going to be an interesting fight. Okay. Did that actually hit me? I think they made this, the AI of the thief guy, a little weird. He seems really silly. What up, Robin? Wait, can they heal the thief? No! I don't remember that. This is bad. Okay. Without being able to burst them down, it's really tough to fight them simultaneously. Doing it this way, at least. Been using that area to farm souls. Yeah, so it's a good area to farm souls, but you should check out my... Let's see. Oh, fucker. I'm dead. I was going to say you should check out the Painted World of Ariamis farm that I've got. Somehow the cleric has decided to step away from the fight. I don't know if this guy has a healing Estus on him. I'm just really hoping he doesn't. Okay. Now we should be able to deal with the cleric pretty easily. Where'd they go? They wandered quite far away. Might be able to get a cheapo backstab on them too. Nope. If we decided to kill Sif, it would be good for our character. Oh my god, it's annoying. It would be good for our character because we would get a nice crit ring. Come on. Bonk. I'm just going to parry you. I don't feel like trying to circle. I'm not used to that attack. That attack is so crazy to me. The jump backwards. All right. What up, Liver? Literally just saw my video on how to kill the armored boar and the undead berg. Nice. Yeah, good timing. Good timing. Okay. So as a noob, we can still see this guy over here, so we would be approaching this dude. This area is so unique just to run into all these human type enemies. You'd almost have to be wondering, like, are these NPCs that you've angered in some way? And if so, what? You might start to assume maybe this is that way because you killed that butterfly thing. So that was a two-handed attack, and I could parry that. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly, and you can just parry two-hand attacks, no problem. Come on. Okay. The thing is, with shielded opponents, you don't want to get into the habit of just trying to break through their shield with M1s. Or, sorry, I'm used to mouse and keyboard. With, like, just regular attacks, because they will parry you. Especially with my low health, I'm pretty sure I'd get one shot by any parry attack. So, you got to be worried about that stuff. Yeah, we don't see any enemies to our right. We know there are, but we don't see them. So my guy at this point would be more curious about what's over here. So yeah, I definitely checked this thing out. I don't know if I'd noticed the cat right away. I think I might. Yeah, I probably would. Hello, governor. No, you're right. Nobody said anything. God damn it. Why is there no game audio? Why did this happen yesterday? Fuck. Oh, thanks for letting me know, Questo. That's there. Yeah, why isn't this working? What the fuck? Dude, we've been playing for like pretty decent amount of time. Shit. That's so frustrating, dude. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. That's right. Yeah. Okay, I see. Cool. Motherfuck. All right, well. Now you can hear. Dude, it never fails, man. It fucking never fails. Yes.
Well, indeed. Thou art a strange one. Nevertheless,
Why is my dude holding his guard?
I'm Alvina of the Dark Root Wood.
What is glitched right now?
Hunters who track down defilers of the forest.
There, no. I can't put my shield down. What the fuck? Oh, it's like, There's a button on my keyboard that it seems to like. There's apparently a button on my keyboard that's jammed. Wow, we're getting all kinds of good shit happening. I think it might be my mouse. Let's take a look. Yeah, it was my right. It's tied to the right mouse button. Okay. I don't know why it wasn't depressed, but okay. What else can go wrong?
Indeed, thou art a strange one. Nevertheless, I feel some liking for thee. I'm Alvina of the Dark Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say?
Her voice is so low.
Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well. I am very glad. And now thou art one of us. Let us establish a covenant. And here taketh this ring. If thou wearest that ring, it allows for thine summoning. If mine senses reveal intruders, I will summon thee. Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this. I shall summon others who will, by their honor, work tirelessly with thee. Thou shalt receive great reward, and whatsoever ye shall pillage will be thine own. A true agreement, not so? But thou must heed the golden rule. The clan is thine own family. To thine kinsmen forever stay true. Darest not in any attempt to double cross.
Holy fuck.
Have no doubt, such wretchedness never will we tolerate.
They talk so much and you can't fucking hear them. Like their voice is so low compared to everything else around you. I can't make the voice any louder. That's why in the past I'll turn sounds down. But then sounds is connected to so many things. I can't stand when games are like, this is the absolute loudest this thing can get, and you can barely fucking hear it. Like, I have no idea what she said 90% of the time. And so I'm expecting that you guys couldn't hear any of that. So my character would have received the ring, and we'd be like, what's this? Ring granted to those bound by the Forest Hunter Covenant. Answer Alvina's summoning. The white cat Alvina speaks a human tongue and has lived since the early age of fire. Alvina was a trusted friend of Knight Artorias and the great wolf Sif. Okay, so the ring doesn't do anything good for us. We know what it is. It's, a covenant item that allows us to accumulate status within this covenant, but it's not any good for our character. Our character would not look at that ring as anything meaningful. A side effect of joining that covenant that my character also doesn't know is all of those NPCs that were aggressive as we approached Alvina, once they respawn after a rest or a death, those will be friendly. So that's a very good side effect from joining this this covenant. The only thing I would say is make sure to kill Ferris, the kind of hidden secretive archer, a little bit further in the wood there. They will absolutely give you a very nice bow and hat, and so if you're looking for ranged attacks, that's a good pickup there. My character would not know this is here, but this is definitely something that I would have looked around for. I would have looked at... I pretty much corner peek in any game that I play, so this is not a stretch of the imagination by any means. I actually typically will stick to an edge when I'm going through an area and then circle back and start kind of like gridding things up. So I will continue to do that. We will stay to the left side. These mushrooms are some of the weirdest characters or creations in Fromsoft games that I'm aware of. So you see how like the little mushroom dude is just wandering? He's like stuck right now. They are on like a roaming pattern. And very few creatures or anything in this game do that. If you pay attention, most enemies you ever see are just sitting there waiting for you to come into some proximity of them, and then they'll actually like move towards you. Very few enemies are actually patrolling. These are, but the little dudes, I don't even think they're hostile in any way until you hit them. Yeah. So if you hit them, what they'll do is they might try to attack you. I don't recall 100%, but what they'll do for certain is run back to that big pool where the mama and the papa are. Those big mushrooms will beat you down. It's basically like a trap, and there's a chest there submerged in the water. It's a good chest, and that's part of the trap, right? You're like, oh, let me go ahead and loot this stuff. And the big mushrooms can pretty much just one-shot you. So it's never a good idea to try to loot that stuff unless you've drawn the big mushrooms away or you've killed them. They're slow, but they're super strong. I'm pretty sure that the mushrooms will also, if you kill them, they can drop gold pine resin, which is very nice. So we don't know this right now, but there are some super annoying enemies over here. This is the cat area. Ooh, we just saw them jump down. Those things suck. A lot of people will play this game and never run into these enemies because they don't come over to this side. They just don't know it exists. I would see this and want to go up there. That would have been great if we could. We would check here. So I would see that cat and think, is this part of the Covenant? Because the only other cat thing that we saw was that friendly NPC. I'm pretty sure this cat will absolutely fuck me up. So we're probably going to take it. Oh, shit. Yeah, like, what are you doing as a new player there? You're just fucking dead. Like, how would you ever defeat this thing as a noob? It's so crazy. You're so outclassed. This is harder than most bosses. And there's more of them. And we don't know that. I didn't even know its moveset, really. I wonder if you could parry like anything on this and land some kind of crit. That'd be sick. I'm assuming this thing is very weak to fire damage. Kind of like Sif. So, if you were like a pyromancer, you could probably shred this thing. Alright. So you would have learned a hard lesson there. You would have been like, holy fuck, that thing is very strong. And then we would come in here, and we'd be working our way back to get our souls, but we wouldn't know that these guys are friendly now. This could be a disaster, right? Because if you think, like, you don't know they're friendly, so now you're like, oh, wow, I can get a very easy backstab on this dude. And you could come here. The only thing that might give it away is that you can't target them anymore. Doesn't mean you can't attack them, but you can't target them, so I'm not gonna like fuck over this this run and force myself to go get my sins absolved, but I could totally see that happening, and I'm sure that's happened plenty of times. What up, Georgi? No, not first playthrough. I'm actually playing through it like trying to play it through mentally, like if it was my first time.
I've heard all about you. I'm Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. Let's teach you the clan basics now, as there's no time to chat in the midst of fighting. Except there is little in the form of rules, you hear? Fight and hunt as you like. Whoever's fastest gets the prey. That's the way we do it. Only, don't forget what Arvina said. Traitors aren't given a second chance, for any reason. That's about it then. Don't worry. It's a good old time, isn't it? Great to have you with us. Good hunting to you.
He gives us more like understandable audio, but dude, the NPC voices, I've got it maxed out and I can barely fucking hear it. Like I've got to get up in their nuts and I still can barely hear it. Like we have to put on subtitles. You just can't fucking hear what they're saying. It's crazy bad. I don't think this guy talks. Yeah, he's just chill. It's, things like that just really frustrate me. Not being able to hear an NPC speaking when its volume is maxed out is just, that's crazy stupid. All right. So we know to get back to our bloodstain, we're going to hug the edge, and what we would 100% do in this scenario is obtain our souls and then run back, get out of there. We don't know if the roller cat would pursue us, but we do know that that fight is not a fight we want to take. Especially that opening damage that it deals. That is a bad dude. So we want it to drop down. And hopefully it'll go... Oh, there's a little mushroom dude over here. Hopefully it'll go... that. Yeah, we want it to go away and then try to grab our shit. Whoa! Okay. I don't think it can squeeze through all these trees very easily. So it helps us get out of there. Alright, and knowing that, now we would probably approach this in a very different way. We'd be looking at vantage point, see like, what can we do to avoid that motherfucker? So yeah. And then you can see that there's multiple. Looks like there's 3 total. And that would discourage you even more so. So at this point, I would be thinking, okay, well, I can come over here and drop down and I should be safe. I see this ladder. So it's like, what is over here? What's worth it? We don't see any items, but we see the ladder, and that would really spark my curiosity. I would at least set a mental note for this place. Be like, I want to come back here. Yeah, no, yeah, of course you wouldn't know what iframes were on your first playthrough. That's what's, I don't think I'd ever heard of iframes until I played this game. There's so many things that people would just never know. Alright, so we haven't attacked the little dudes because we can identify that they're not aggressive. But one thing you would notice for sure is that the big mushrooms do not stop looking at you. Like, they're very aware. So I wouldn't trust these guys at all. But you can... One thing that you would probably intuit is that you want to get them away from that chest. I'm not certain, but I think these guys might be able to hurt each other, kind of like the big rock dudes do by the Hydra. So yeah, very easy to get that ember if you don't attack them, if you just walk up and get them to move. Because they'll move with more purpose if they're actually aggroed on you from violence. So if you need gold pine resin, this is a perfect place to come. I think at this point, we would be curious about the fog gate over here. We don't necessarily know it's a fog gate, but we see this shiny through the door. Of course, we know what this is, but a new player would not. And I think it's highly reasonable to expect that the new player would come here. I think once the doors open, you're like, okay, fuck. This is a huge area. Definitely gives you those boss encounter vibes. I don't think there's any way you would go around the tombstone first. But we know there's a ring back there. That would be good for us. That's a pupper. This fight would be very tough to start with, because you would probably try to defend that attack, and that's just not happening. This damage, it's amazing. Oh boy, do I miss pyromancy. Feels like we're punching him with nothing. It'd be great to have like some kind of bleed effect. Uh-oh. Okay. I expect this would be a one-shot if this guy hits me on this character. I don't like the place we're in. He's kind of doing some wonky attacks on me. Mother. What if we could get him locked into this animation? That'd be crazy. Oh! Couldn't turn. Man, my guy feels super slow. We take a little bit of damage when he bumps into us. Like right there. So I would actually... Oh, I couldn't roll. Okay. I think I might have been out of stamina, or for some reason I just wasn't able to roll. But yeah, that's why, like, these are these things where you would just be like, fuck, dude. This weapon is +5. Why is it so weak? And that's just the reality. Like, if you're using shit that's not meant for certain instances, you're going to have a very tough time. So we know that the dog is weak to fire. There's better weapon types for sure. There's different tactics you can use. I mean, the tactic is fine, but like, we obviously haven't invested anything into our health bar. So there's a lot of things that you would want to do differently here. And this would be one of those points where you'd say, okay, well, the fight itself seems easy. If I had 10 minutes to just sit there and not get unlucky or play perfect, then yeah, we could kill that guy. But you don't want to end up in those situations unless you're doing a challenge run. So a new player would be like, okay, I got to change something here. Like, that fight should not be like that. I have to improve or find a way to be more effective against this dog. So what you should do in this scenario is put on a homeward bone, grab your shit, and warp out. And that's what we're going to look to do. If we don't get one shot. Which is totally possible because the dog covers a fuck ton of range. Whew. It's been a very long time since I've homeward bone, so I didn't think we would have the time there to do that, but it's a lot faster than I expected. So that's nice. Okay. So what we identified is we need to improve. How we need to improve. At this point, we've only identified that the gold pine resin is very strong. We used up our gold pine resin. We don't have anything else that we can see to add to our weapon to make it more powerful. So I think in my position, I would say, okay, we've got a boss there that we can fight, but we're super weak against it. It's an easy boss, but we're weak. So what can we do? We can go find somewhere else to go, or we can try to find a way to improve our weapon even more. Or we can try to find a better weapon. And I think at this point, as we're working our way back here, we would remember that there's this here that we have not checked out yet. So that would be our most logical play. We would go check this out. Those plants that are illuminated, they always used to like throw me off. I think it was an item until you got closer. We've got a shiny lizard there, but from here we wouldn't know what it was. Right there we might, but we've only seen one of them at this point in the game, so we probably wouldn't truly understand what that is just yet. It's so frustrating when these things can get away from you. Oh no, not that kick. Large Titanite shard is very good for us right now. But we don't have the blacksmith ember to utilize that to my knowledge. I don't think we've gotten that yet. I think we would check this. Yeah, we'd see that. Leather. All right, so this is probably our first like realistic armor comparison, because everything else we've gotten was like obviously too big for us, too heavy. So we could look at this and try to compare. We haven't really fought anything that we needed magic resist for. I mean, the butterfly. But we weren't dying because we didn't have magic resist. So yeah, I mean, at this point, we just look, the only thing we're really caring about is weight and physical defense. So this has more physical defense. The weight isn't that much different. The physical defense of the leather gloves is much more substantial. And it's funny, the trousers have more physical defense than the leather boots, which would make absolutely no sense, right? But that's the way it is. So, fashion soles, baggy pants with leather top. There we go. So this is our better combo right now. We don't really have a good, I guess this is our best drop down. Let's just make sure. I would have doubled back to be like, okay, that's, yeah, okay. And then you would see you've got kind of like two choices here. You got this and that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know which way I would go. I think I would probably do this first. Just because I expect it to be a dead end. And then I would see that item and I would be 100% committed at this point. And that guy would scare me away. Because we've had plenty of time to experience that these guys are not good for us. I think I would try. Because he's just going to pursue me. Oh, too early. Ooh, once we see that damage, we're in. We're in. We are happy to do this fight. And also, I think we would look for an opportunity for a backstab because we know that we can get one shot by this guy if we don't play it right. All right, blue chunk. We don't know what that means. We'd look at it. What the fuck is a blue chunk? Reinforced magic weapon. All right. Very nice. So that would kind of like spark the thought in our head, like, okay, we can get different types of weapons. We know we can get like a few different types of weapons. I don't even know if I would know this was an opening. It just looks like a fucking dark splotch, like a bruise on the rock. When you step in further, it obviously like becomes much more clear to see. Here we go. We got one of the best shields in the game now. We don't know that, but we're about to find out. So yeah, 95 physical resistance. So this is what we said. Like if this was at 100, it would be the perfect shield. That would be unfair. So the thing about this shield that makes it so incredibly good is its slightly speeds stamina recovery. Yes, very, very, very important. I will always use this on almost any character, especially if I'm not going to be holding the shield in my hand where it's just on my back and I just get this constant benefit from it. But if you need to hold it up for defense, you're mitigating 95% physical, and it is a parry shield. So it is probably the best, most well-rounded shield in the game. I love this shield. We'd see this and be like, sweet. Of course, you're going to rest here. I think my character would be like Kindle. We haven't done that yet, so we'd click on that. Cannot kindle while hollowed. Reverse hollowing. This is our first time we've reversed hollowing. And then we try to kindle. We would notice then that we get Tenestus flasks, and from this point out, we would be looking to kindle every single bonfire we came across. You would realize immediately, like, holy fuck, I've been doing things so much more difficult than I should have. Then, I would notice that I'm beautiful. We haven't leveled up, and we know we've been getting whomped. We'd also see that we can reinforce armor. So this would be something to start considering. Obviously, armor reinforcement is not typically like the great thing, unless you have the set that you know you want to use. But you know, if you're struggling, it can benefit you for sure. Especially if you're flush with souls and flush with low tier Titanite. It's definitely good to at least invest in the first few levels. All right. So typically, what I try to do is I'll go to like 19 or 20, whatever the soft lock is for endurance and vitality. I'll focus on getting those to their first soft lock tier. But my noob mind doesn't know that. All we know is that we use a lot of endurance. We like endurance. And we do know that we've been getting killed with like one shot pretty consistently. So I think at this point we would want to improve both of these a little bit. So the only sad thing is what we see is that slight bump in our health bar. Like, that's not very significant. And so hopefully it's enough to make the difference between surviving and not, where you can take more than one hit of damage essentially. That's what I'd be looking to accomplish with improving my health bar. And now we're just really focused on finding either lower tier boss, easier to kill enemies, or we're looking for ways to improve our damage. And not to mention, we're looking for ways to be a cleric. The only guy we've ran into so far that can give us any kind of benefit as a cleric was the guy at the Firelink Shrine, and he wasn't selling much of anything at the time. So we will definitely return there. We have no idea where we're going right now. This would be a stressful area for sure. Be like, what is over here? So dark. I'm pretty sure I would see these guys and be like, okay, nope. There's nothing about these enemies where you see them and think, this should be easy, or I'm prepared. These guys should make you feel insufficient immediately. Like, I don't want anything to do with these guys. And you don't even see, like that down there just feels like death for sure. The only thing that would make me consider pursuing this forward is that we just hit a bonfire. So it's like, okay, well, time to find out. That damage. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I would see that and say, nope, okay. That's all what I needed to see. Can't fucking hurt this thing. It's the same problem we've been having. Let's figure this shit out. Let's go back to the areas that we know. Like, surely we're doing something wrong. We can't hurt anything. We went from like being okay and fighting undeads in the Berg to whatever the fuck this stuff is and barely being able to hurt anything. being in the fight of our life, like every time we attack anything. So you can see how easy it would be for any noob to just get completely overwhelmed. Like, that's what I always tell people about this game, is it's not necessarily the game that's hard. Once you know how to do things and where to go and how to approach the game, the mechanics of the game itself is not that difficult. It's just how brutal it is to the uninformed, and how painful and how many hard lessons you have to learn, which is great. I think it's great. But when you hide content behind very obscure, like impossible to decipher type of things like the DLC, that's where you make terrible mistakes, in my opinion, as the game devs did. What up, George? Oh yeah, George. I was waiting for you to show up at some point so I could say this. I will play, I think I'm going to play the Dead Space Remaster after this. I'm going to cycle in between, like, so I'll do a Fromsoft game, a different game, Fromsoft game, a different game, Fromsoft game, a different game. So the next one on my list was what I told you I would play, either the Dead Space remake or the Dead Space clone, whatever that game is. Can't remember what it's called. I'll have to look and see. I think I have one of them, but I think I want to prefer the Dead Space remake. But if I have the other one and I don't have the Dead Space remake, then I'll probably play the other thing. So now we feel at least like good that we see an area that we haven't experienced yet. So we're like, oh, okay. Those big boys would look intimidating. I feel like every creature we run into now seems to be big, armored, scaly, rocky, just big beasts, and we can't really do much to them with this weapon. That in the water would definitely be like, nope. Alright, so this guy's coming towards us. We would get our first opportunity to see what the hell this guy's all about. And like, this is not too extreme. Obviously it's like a lot of combat, but it's kind of like fighting that big armored knight thing that we were just fighting. Like, it's just gonna take some time, right? I don't know if we noticed any benefit to fighting these guys though. Like, I was trying to look at the souls. How much did we gain? It's very interesting that we can stagger this thing. $200 souls. That just does not feel worth it. And we don't know if they drop loot. So it's like, all I know for sure is my noob sense would tell me not to go near that. So again, we're going to do the typical thing that I would do in these situations. I'll continue to move towards the edge of visibilities. So like, we see this area here. We know what this is, but we don't know what this is. You know what I mean? 2 years from now, you watch a video about money glitch for this game, and it's mind-blowing. Thanks. Oh, wait, what? Money glitch? I think I've made so many videos about this game that I'm not sure which guide you're referencing. Maybe you're talking about my my farming method for the, I want to say, the painted world. I guess maybe that could be considered a money glitch, because souls are money in this game. So maybe it's probably a translator issue though. But yeah, man, I have no idea what your name is. I think you've got a picture of Guts from Berserk, so respect to that. One of my favorite things of all time. So I'll just call you Guts. Yeah, we don't know what this is, but we know what this is. We can see him beefing up at the door. This would immediately give me pause, but there's really nothing else for us to do that we can think of. That guy just looks insane. Oh, that 95% damage mitigation. He's got the weirdest, like, attacks. It is probably decent to try to parry him because of the, like, weirdness of the angles. Like that. That's what I'm talking about. Shield up, target locked, 360 no scope, big dragon tooth hammer to the head. Like, a new player is going to get killed by that 100% of the time. And that's why he's one of the few enemies that I would say, if you're going to try to face him, just go ahead and parry. And just, you got to get good at parrying. It's just what you got to do. Because dying with your shield up while facing the enemy is infuriating. That's a 95% physical damage mitigation shield that he just one-tapped me through. And it's because the game basically says, nah, your shield wasn't there, because Havel, the heaviest character in the entire game, just did like the most agile move you can imagine. So yeah. You get to experience these things in this fucking game and you're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And you just start to store these nuggets of knowledge. You say, well, that was fucked. Now what? And so the only thing I could say we would do for sure at that point is, okay, well, we did like decent damage to him. We could parry him. Well, we don't know we can parry him, but we expect to, because there hasn't been too many things we've ran into that we couldn't parry. But what we know for sure is we could backstab him, and then, but we also know that he just one-shots us. So if we can get by him, we will, and then we'll see what else is in store for us. And of course, what we're going to find out is that we're at the bottom of the berg, and that's going to be one of those very cool moments. I want to get this guy to come towards me because I don't want to walk in there and get one shot. Looks like it's going to happen, though. Okay. And so now what we would do is we would just haul ass. And right when we see that, we'd be like, what? Undead Berg? Assuming you remember the names of these places when you go there. And so things would start coming together, right? You'd just be like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. And now you're in a place, oh boy. Now you're in a place where you can kill stuff. You're like, oh, I remember what it's like. What it's like to be able to do damage. No way. Holy cow. And then you can, like, you just have this feeling of, oh, I'm in a video game again. I'm like in a place where I should be, and I'm not just like in an impossible hellscape nightmare where everything one-shots me. So you start to figure out, okay, well, there's got to be other places that I should be going that I haven't been to yet. We also know that the Black Knight's down there, so we're going to go get that guy. But first we're going to hit the bonfire. Whoa! "100% masterpiece." I should try Lies of P. I do have that on my list. I didn't buy that one, but by the time I decide that I'll play it, it'll probably be like $20. So that'll be nice. But yeah, I agree. This is a masterpiece of a game, even though it's got many flaws. I'd say it's a masterpiece for what it did for the genre. I mean, I'm not gonna say it created its own genre, but it kind of did, because people refer to Souls-like ad nauseum. But I think it just took that action RPG to a whole nother extreme. Bonk. I don't know why I'm killing this stuff. I think because it just feels good to be able to kill stuff again. Right? I don't think that's a crazy thing to do. We've been facing enemies that have been spoon feeding us shit for the last little while. We're just getting some revenge. Does this guy have an item? I saw like a opportunity to loot something. It was weird. Or maybe it was that chance to close this door. Yeah. I always thought that was strange. Okay. So let's close this. And I'm pretty sure you can break it. Or maybe the axe guy breaks it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking completely wrong. All right, let's kill these dudes and then rest. Well, it's probably a good opportunity to take one last gander at the undead merchant and make sure there's nothing that we want from him, because I don't think we'll be back. We don't know that killing him would give us a nice weapon, so we're not going to do that. But we would absolutely try to shop. Like, okay, what do you got? Anything left for me? See, his volume is good. Some of them have just terrible volume and you can't fucking understand them. All right. At some point they gave this guy the dried finger. He didn't used to have that. I think because you could only get this in the painted world that they finally put it on a merchant, because so many people didn't even know that the painted world existed, because so many people didn't know that they could go back to the undead asylum, and so many people didn't know that you had to walk up to a fucking painting. And it's just like, dude, there's so many things that you would just never discover, like great areas of the game. Imagine never knowing about the bone wheels in the sewers. Think of the missed fun. All right. So this would be one of those times where you'd be thinking, okay, there's got to be a better way to deal damage, right? So I think we would be looking at other weapon choices here.
What a waste of going.
So we'll look at what we've got and then start to decide what can we use. Like, we've got this for being safe and fighting with our shield up, but what about when we're not fighting with our shield in our hand? There's got to be a better weapon, right? And so, like, we could be looking at the halberd. We see automatically at its base level, it almost does as much damage as our +5 weapon. So that's something that we could just consider using immediately. Or we've got these swords. We don't have any boss type weapon yet. We don't know much about that stuff at the moment. But so, like, to me, of what we have, the halberd makes the most sense. We know that a claymore is good, but we don't truly know that. Like, my guy doesn't know that really. So then I would look at what this guy's selling and say, do I even want to buy one of his weapons? Probably not. I mean, I know that I fucking love the reinforced club, but my character, like my noob mind would look at that and be like, no, that's a piece of shit. Clearly. So I wouldn't buy anything from him here.
Throw me a bone, will you?
What up, Jacob? You're unironically using a vid of mine from 11 years ago to help get to the Dude, yeah. That's like a guaranteed video that most people should see. Getting to the DLC is hell. What's up, dude? Good luck, man. All right. So we do have a bottomless box as well. So let's check and see what we've dunked in there. So we'll get rid of our short sword. And then we see this Zweihander. 130 damage, and we put that in the bin. 24 strength. Wow, that's a lot. We would say, we can't put that much in strength right now. So what are we gonna do? This is a weapon that we would consider trying because we have enough of our stats to utilize it, so we would at least try it out and see what it does. We wouldn't hold on to the spear because we've already upgraded a winged spear. That wouldn't make sense. Same thing with the partisan. So we'll keep the halberd. Let's go ahead and put the bows away. Put that away. That. Well, I guess we can keep 100% physical. Okay. All right. So this is an opportunity to start checking out some new... So we need to wield this with two hands. Immediately we'd realize that, okay, it's got a stab, where you might not have been expecting that if you don't know what a halberd is. You see the axe and you're like, okay, it's going to swing. But that's what the strong attack does. You can see how much stamina the strong attack takes and how exposed you are. Like, this is good for fighting like an AoE type thing. Like, you got a bunch of rats around you or something and you just want to scoop them up. But other than that, it's kind of shitty. And you can see how weak we are for this weapon to carry it around. So it's not something that we want to utilize yet. It doesn't really complement the winged spear. We want a kind of like a more sweeping main attack and not a stabby main attack, because that is similar to what we already do. So then we would look at this thing. This is one of the weirdest fucking weapons ever, by the way. It's so weird. It's huge, man. The bend on the R2 cracks me up. It's basically like a baseball swing uppercut. But if you can see here, it's accomplishing what I want it to. So it's potential. And it's doing something else, right? It's giving us a buff of some sort. So we want to look at that and be like, wait, what? What is this doing? Slice tail of the gargoyle, guarding the bell of awakening in the undead church, or patrolling in Anor Londo, can be used as a bronze battle axe. It bends dramatically during large attacks, owing to its nature as a tail. But it's not identifying what kind of bonus it's giving me. So let's take a look at... yeah, it doesn't say, right? But if we take it off, we lose the buff icon. So when we put it back on, we can see that our resistances are like the meter for certain resistances goes up. So then it's like, okay, well, what the hell? It just doesn't do a good job of explaining that, because there's no place in the HUD that shows poison resistance, bleed resistance. It doesn't list that stuff out, so we can't see the numerical improvement there. We literally only see it from watching those meters. So we see that it's got a secondary benefit. It's not a benefit that we care about right now, but it could be useful. The point is that it's a weapon that we can use two-handed, and it has a different move set than our wing spear. So it's something that we're going to test out, all right? Also, we know that we can use this one-handed with one more bump up in strength. So I'm going to do that. This is going to give us some flexibility. So if we need to shield up, we'll have that opportunity. All right. So it's time to test this bad boy out. We can see immediately how slow we are. We don't like that. So the one-handed damage, not good. We do more one-handed damage with our +5 weapon. So two-handed damage, 160, very good. So two-handed damage immediately, we know we want to use that. And then we're just going to test this out again. See if we can get him to chill. Yeah, so uppercut. Okay. It's got its place, but it's not likely something we'll use by default. It's something that we might try to use against a particular boss, like the doggo. When we're not doing damage with our like default weapon, it's going to be one of those things that we'll try out. And we'll keep testing things out. And this is what you should be doing as like a newer player. You should be using your first playthrough, or even your first 2 or 3 playthroughs, to like fully experiment and just see what the fuck you want to do, right? All right. So one thing that we know is we want to go to Firelink, because we've got a merchant there and we're a cleric, and we've only got one cleric spell, and we need to fix that. Maybe we can make our life easier by having other things that benefit us. So let's do that. Heal is something you should never use in combat. I think you would learn that pretty quickly if you were... And we never tried to open this, by the way. A new player would definitely do that. Heal is definitely not something you would ever want to use in combat. You should realize that almost instantly, just by how long it takes. Ooh, we never pillaged that Humanity man, I don't think. Whoa! I think if we got one of their axes to drop, we might actually want to use that. Firebomb's always worth a snag. That's another thing. The next time we end up fighting the dog, we would probably try the firebomb. And we would realize, like, holy shit, it's very good against this thing. And we might actually just defeat it with firebombs. It might be one of those things where you would say, okay, you know what? I'm going to invest, like, 2,000 souls, or however many souls it takes for me to kill this dog with firebombs. Alright, let's see what our boy has to offer us.
Oh, hello. I will teach you.
Alright. So, great heal, 10k, homeward, 8k. We know homeward is valuable because we've used a homeward bone, and that's really good in hairy situations. Force. We don't know anything about that. What is this? Common miracle amongst cleric knights. Create a shockwave. Immediately we're like, okay, that sounds good, right? Knight's Shockwave. It's an offensive spell, something that we don't have. This quickly acting miracle inflicts no damage. Womp womp. But propels foes back and defends against arrows. Cleric Knights use this miracle when charging into enemy mobs. So this is like, okay, it's a defensive spell. How many instances have we had where we could utilize this? So it's good against projectiles. So barely ever at this point, at least. And then pushing foes back. Have we had the need for that? Maybe sometimes. Would we rather have a shield equipped in that instance, or would we want to do force? I think we want to have our shield equipped. So that would probably be the more useful thing. Force is cool in the right scenario, but that scenario rarely happens. So again, they make being a cleric very, very unsatisfactory, at least early on. And this is why it's one of the most neglected roles for me, because it's like, well, why am I playing a cleric? There's just nothing for me to do with that, right? I can heal myself, but I can do that with any player character because I have an Estus flask. So these slight utility bonuses that they give you, I mean, I personally think Homeward is the best miracle you can get early on, and that's just for convenience, right? It saves you money if you use Homeward Bones a lot. So yeah, it's a spell that I would get when I have the need for it. So once we run out of Homeward Bones, which would be soon,
Come again.
then we would get it.
Of the
But force, we just like, if force was a truly offensive spell, like if it did damage or if it knocked things down instead of back, then you would say, okay, well, I can use this. Force would definitely be good if you're running back to a boss fight or something and you just wanted to like keep shit off of you. I could see that being useful for sure. All right. So this kind of brings us to a classic decision process, right? You'd be sitting here thinking, well, what the fuck? All right. So I've got a few places that I can think of that we can go. Of the places that I know we can go, most of them are very strong. The bosses or the enemies in there are very strong. It takes us an extremely long time to kill them, and then we get 1 or 2 shot. So I would be saying, all right, what are my options if I decided to fight that dog again? We've got 1 firebomb, so that's not good. Realize we don't have a helm on, but we've only got big boys. And the immediate thing that I can identify is that we can go kill that Black Knight in the Undead Burg that we tried to fight with firebombs originally. So we'll go fight him. That's a battle we can win now that we wanted to avoid earlier because it was not in our best interest to do so. So that's one thing that we've saved to come back to. That makes sense, right? We don't know that there's an area below us at Firelink Shrine. Like, we just have no idea about that. And obviously that can get us to Blighttown. We've got the shortcut key. We still haven't figured out that we've got a way to get into the what do we call it? Whatever that basement sewer shithole is. We don't know that we can go there yet. We don't know it exists. But we know that there's clearly an area that we are missing, because everything else, like enemy-wise, has proven to be like too much of a pain in the ass. So we know for sure that we've got something that we haven't figured out. So we're just gonna work our way through the shit that we know until we get to these areas that we've either saved for later or didn't notice the first time around. every time I walk by that, I see that closed thing, and I think it's pick up an item. I love the double kill with the spear there. Right, let's get these firebomb guys. It's good to kill these for this reason, but... oh, shit. But also, if they drop a firebomb, that's good for us. Give me that. Ooh, 2 firebomb. Okay. Alright, kill the archer. No heavy crossbow drop yet. Bonk. And we would kill this guy. Okay. And now we know that we want to take this dude on. And because we fought his buddies and won through parrying and backstabs, we're no longer going to be trying to fight him with firebombs. We'll just get him to play normal. And immediately you can see, oh, okay, shit, he's easy now. That's why it's so important to not bang your head against a wall in this game. Difficult challenges can be laughable in a mere few hours of just playing in different areas and skilling up and improving your character. So like people could literally fight that guy for probably hours, dying over and over and over again, and just quit the game and never play again. Right? Because they'd be like, this game's too fucking hard. It's bullshit. And they just gotta, like anything else that's too difficult for you right then in life, just come back to it. Dark Souls life lessons. Alright, let's see what the blue tearstone ring does. The rare gem called tearstone has the uncanny ability to sense imminent death. This blue tearstone from Katarina boosts the defense of its wearer when in danger. So it doesn't really tell you exactly what it does, but it tells you close enough, right? And you'll figure it out in those use case scenarios where it activates. But of course we know what it does. And the description's pretty decent, right? But it just doesn't explain it in the sense that I would like to see. Wonder how many people have died here trying to do something wonky like jump over there. Did I do King of the Court today? Oh no, I didn't. Why? Who won it? Let's see. Okay. So we've also, now that we have no like true fear of the one-shot Chungus down here, like we know he can one-shot us, but we know where we're at now. So there's no risk to just fight him because we can get back here easily. So if he kills us, well, fuck, he killed us. And at this point, we kind of don't know if that one shot over our shield was a fluke or not. So we haven't tried to parry him. So we will, and we see that we can. And we saw that that swing was pretty slow, so it might be something that we want to try to do. Looks like there's a big parry window there. Oh! That was the big boy. So I think what's safer is trying to parry instead of trying to shield up and circle, because you can get one shot by the fucking bash over your shield glitch. See, that move, I don't think we can parry. Maybe the jump back, that the cleric in the woods did that. I don't know if we can parry that. I think we probably can, and I just failed it because it's not a move that I'm used to seeing. And sometimes when I fight an enemy like that, after I land a crit, I will back off to get it to do like a regular attack instead of just standing there waiting for it to swing again and going for an immediate parry. So yeah, we gotta fight better, and we should be able to kill it. The whole squad. I don't think they follow me in through this. Like, when I say this, I mean that door. But I don't mind getting these guys right here. Alright. Let's get the kill. Whoops. Drop a firebomb for my troubles. No. Okay. Oh, I got you, Questo. No, I have not made any bets. Stepping away from that for a minute. There are more important things that I need to be doing with my dollary dues. Let me snag this. So it looks like it might be 6 hits that we need. Yeah, so if we step back, if you kind of like resituate yourself, you can kind of bait out attacks that you're aware of. If you stay right up on the enemy here, like after this crit, and then wait out its next attack without resetting, you're probably going to get hit by an attack that you have a more difficult time anticipating. Like the jump back attack, he's not going to do that if he's walking towards me, right? He's going to jump back attack if I'm already right up on him because he's clearing distance. It serves no purpose if he tries to jump back from back there. But if you want to get a certain result from the enemy, you need to put yourself in that attack range of the attack that you want. And this is going to be, unbeknownst to us, a very big pickup. Boost maximum equip load. Havel's Ring. This ring was named after Havel the Rock, Lord Gwyn's old battlefield compatriot. Havel's men wore the ring to express faith in their leader and to carry a heavier load. Boom. You can, so we can see here our equip load 82.5. 55. It is a massive increase in our equip load. It is a huge boon. We're already fast rolling. We've got our shield, like, we're looking good right here, right? So we see we can get our equip load to about 20.5 and still be fast rolling. So that could make the difference of wearing a helm or not. Close, but not quite. Could be the difference of increasing heavier chest piece armor or something, or carrying an additional weapon in our right hand and toggling. So if we have like a dagger or something like that, and we want to do higher crit damage, or I don't know, have a better shield for parrying than the grass crest shield is, parry the buckler or the parry dagger or something like that. Those little like incremental improvements make such a drastic difference. But yeah, staying below 25% is amazing. This speed of roll is so good. If you can stay here and survive, that's where you want to be, in my opinion. Okay, so now we have to reconsider where we're at, right? So we don't really have anywhere we can go in our minds that we haven't ran into an obstacle that we feel like we're not meant to be at yet. So then at that point, I would start backtracking. I would be going towards, okay, so where did I go after the Undead Burg? Oh yeah, that's right. We went through the top of the tower and we fought that demon thing. So that's where I'll go. And I can tell you for sure, this is the experience that I had when I was first playing this game. Like very much backtracking, trying to find different places, having no fucking clue where I should be and what I should be doing, and like spending quite a lot of time in areas I shouldn't be and not enough time in areas that I should be. And so this is very much a familiar experience. So we know that we're headed towards the destination that we want to be. But this is something that I would have gotten to as an end result of being confused on where to go and finally getting back on the right path. Because to get where we needed to go, we basically had to backtrack. You wouldn't necessarily know to go to this door over here, right? The basement key. And why wouldn't we know that? Because when we first try to open this door, it's not like it sits in your mind, what is the name of this door? Where is this place? What does that take me to? Any of that shit. None of that shit is in your mind, right? You just know it was a door you couldn't open, just like hundreds of other doors you couldn't open, right? So this is what's so important about reading item descriptions, and what most people will miss in this game the first time or two they play it, and why so much lore came from and so much knowledge came from item descriptions, because they meant everything, right? So the basement key opens the narrow passage leading below at the far face of the Great Bridge in the Undead Burg. It's like, obviously, if you read this, now you're like, holy fuck, I should have gone here. Like, I had the information. But there's so many games that I've played where if I get a key, I never think about reading the item description. I might see this, right? And it says basement key, opens door leading to lower Undead Burg. That should have been enough, right? But I didn't even read that because that's what most gamers do, right? We just get something and we don't give a fuck. It's like, oh, loot, cool. It's a key. It'll use it because it's going to make me use it when I get to wherever I need to be to use it, right? You don't think like you're going to struggle to find whatever door that item opens up. You just figure it's going to be used when it has to be used. But even still, you're probably not going to remember, okay, well, what's the lower Undead Burg? This feels like the upper Undead Burg from where I just came from, right? We went like way up on the tower, blah, 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 blah. But it says leading to the lower Undead Burg. Well, I would have thought where I just came from was the lower Undead Burg, but it identifies itself as the Undead Burg. So again, logistics wise and like trying to figure out where you're at geographically, if you start getting into that nuance, it becomes like really difficult to try to figure out this game. The lower Undead Burg is a treacherous place. Do not turn your back on the wily thieves or the wild dogs who serve the Capra demon. So that's cool. It's giving you a lot of information. Like, where is this information on the fucking key, by the way? It's kind of funny. Like, this knowledge is somewhere on this key, apparently. But yeah, it would have been cool if they wanted to give you like a cloth with a key inside, and the cloth had this writing on it, or these notes, you know, like something that makes a little bit more sense. But again, this is what we have. This is what we were given. So if we start to play like a smart gamer and say, okay, well, we're not getting traditional information. Like, we don't have a journal. We don't have a quest log. We don't have quest indicators. There's nothing like pointing me. I can't follow a path. So what information is this game giving me? Once we start to realize that it's in item descriptions, now it's like, okay, well, fuck, I have to pay attention to this shit. I have to. And that's like, I'm still lazy today in Fromsoft games. When I first start playing them, like Elden Ring, like, you really have to just start reading everything. You have to try things. When you get things and you don't know what they do, you have to try to figure it out, because you'll forget about it otherwise, and then you'll be missing something, and it's going to haunt you, and you'll be stuck on something, and it's something you should know, but it's something you never figured out because you didn't take that time to put in the work, essentially. Okay, so now we've got a new area that we just opened up. Awesome. Let's see what this does. The world's longest ladder. Could you imagine if this is how you had to get to certain areas, by climbing or going up or down this fucking ladder? I wouldn't go there. I know this character we're playing as, Questo, wouldn't go there. It's kind of funny. I'm not sure which way I would go first. I think I would probably go here. And it is, in fact, where you would want to go, because you're going to open up the shortcut. Go ahead and kill these dudes. We don't want them to follow us down for any reason. Nice. So yeah, now we know, again, we've opened up another area that will connect things together. We're getting more and more interconnected, and the world is starting to make more and more sense. And now we can kind of understand why it says Lower Undead Burg. Like, oh shit. Well, I didn't even know there was this area under the regular Undead Burg. I mean, I could see it, but I didn't see any way to get to it. I thought it was just part of the fucking graphics, part of the design. They just put that there, like most buildings that you can see in games that you can't ever get to and never intended to go to. All right. So veterans would drag these dogs to the fire. We don't know that. We might learn that if they go to it right now, but no. Dogs are very annoying. But what we would immediately be pleased with is we could see instantly we do the proper... Whoa, shit! We do the proper amount of damage. And that's what these dogs do. They're so good at that. Gotta clip that one for you. We do the proper amount of damage in this zone. We actually probably do more damage than most would at this point. So again, these are the type of things that indicate you're in the right place at the right time. Right? If you're running into shit that seems super unfair consistently, you're in the wrong space, or you're doing something wrong. You're underpowered. You're not utilizing things properly. So this is a good sign for us, right? I don't know if I would be hitting on these doors at all. I don't think I would. I think I would assume those doors are just part of the scenery. These guys are actually super deadly. That lean in with a torch attack is so powerful, it makes no sense to me. What you looking at? Dope. Twin humanities. I mean, we know what it does. It's so obvious now. But I would be like, what is that? Why is it? Oh, okay. I think one of the things that people sometimes forget about, a humanity can be a great healing item in combat, especially in a boss fight. Like if you go into it, like if you're not summoning help, like an NPC or another player, if you go into the boss fight with your Estus flasks, but you start like right after you start taking damage, instead of using the Estus flask for your first heal, if you use the humanity,
Somebody,
it's not a bad move.
please let me out of here. Somebody, anybody, help me. Unlock the door. Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
It's interesting. I don't know how close I had to get to this door. I wasn't even like thinking that he was in this one. But I wonder how close I had to be before he would start talking. It seemed like he didn't say anything until I was right up on it.
Brilliant. You opened the door for me. Thank you. I'm saved. I thought I might never escape. I am Griggs of Vinheim, a sorcerer of the school. I am much obliged for your assistance. Thanks to you, I may now resume my travels. Oh, hello. I'm fine. I will rest a while, then return to Firelink Shrine. I have my sorcery. And I will be more cautious next time. Besides, I have an important task at hand.
I love when the NPCs will tell you where they're going. That's such a good thing. I wish that when they had a bad guy like that with loot, especially how much loot that guy had, that even though he's in a barrel and you can see him, I wish that they would have some kind of illumination there. Okay, so for your question, is he supposed to be in a barrel? No. That is, I think you're thinking of Laurentius, the Fire Swamp Pyromancer. But yeah, very similar situation. It's kind of silly. We wouldn't know that the thieves are here. I mean, we know by reading on the key, but we would think shit's normal. Bonk. Okay. And the more and more we play with this cleric, the more we're going to realize that we need to utilize our heals first and then start using our Estus flasks. Because that's really the only benefit to this cleric at the moment. Absolutely nothing else going for him. Again, we wouldn't know that there's anything waiting for us. We would see the dogs. I don't know how cautious I would be. I hate the cameras. Dude, I'm like stuck sideways. That was weird. Dogs just so good at evading attacks. Also, it's not even moving, but it's making that running, panting sound. Interesting. Kind of deceptive. We know there's a dog to the left, but... double. Always try to get in that crit attack to avoid extra damage from the oncoming projectile. Too slow. Fuck me. Ooh, I don't like that. Not used to that posture. That posture didn't feel normal to me. I wasn't sure what he was thinking about trying to do on his attack. So I kind of backed up for that, and that's why I decided to heal. I thought there might be a dog. I know there's a second dog. I thought there was another roaming dog. Guess not. Oh, I hate you dogs. See? The sound it makes. Motherfucker. Again, I don't think dogs ever drop loot, and that's the way it should be. But because they don't drop loot, I think they should contribute towards soft humanity gains. Any enemies that don't drop loot should contribute towards soft humanity. But that's just not the case. What other items have we picked up? We got throwing knives. Okay. And then any new weapons to consider. The Sorcerer's Catalyst. I mean, obviously we don't have any sorceries, so that's nothing. Okay. We do not know that this is a boss fight. I don't know for sure if I would realize that there's a passageway there. God, dude. I would be curious to know if there's anybody that succeeded the first attempt on this blind. Like, you go in there, you've never seen this game, you've never seen anybody play it, nobody's warned you about this fog gate. I feel like it's got to have 100% kill rate on the first attempt if someone's truly blind and they've never played a Souls game, right? Like, they're just a gamer and this was their first Souls game. Like, I'm probably gonna die and I know what's here. This is like one of those impossible scenarios for me to go into this fog gate and pretend like I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna play it like I would shield up, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna 100% die if I'm trying to play it authentic. I would shield up, and I don't think I would ever run up the stairs fully. I think I would just get shit on by the dogs and the Capra Demon on the ground floor. It's just gonna happen. Yeah, like that's normal. Yup. Then I would go back here and I'll try to heal. And my heals suck and I'd be dead. Oh, not yet. Ooh. There we go. Actually, I think if you had like decent, if you'd improved your Estus Flask and you had like a decent physical damage resistance there, you could probably sustain and then luck your way into a win. You'd kill the dogs, right? Once you kill the dogs, it's just like any other fight. That's if you're not doing the stairs techniques, then it obviously if you're using the stairs, it makes things easier, but all right, so this is one of those situations where we want to start using our brain and say, oh, you know what? We need to kindle the bonfire. And to do that, we need 2 humanity. Whoops, reverse hollowing. And then kindle. So yeah, nothing about that fight do we say, oh, you know what? I need to do better, blah, blah, blah. It was just like the experience. We went in there, we got ambushed, and you learn what you learn. There's really nothing you could do. Now we know that the fight is like going to start instantly, and we're going to come in there, shield up, ready to rock, and try to dodge the first attacks and see if we can survive and make something happen. That is the play. How did I target whatever that is outside to the left? It's kind of funny. I targeted something that was in this building. That guy. I like it. Okay. The only like really negative part about this is the this isn't necessarily a fight that you want to run past everything. The dogs are not easy to get by. So dogs not easy to get by. And the assassins, the thieves or whatever you want to call them, will pursue you and they will jump on your fucking back and gut you. Now the doors are open now, so there's a different method to this. You just go in and fight them. There's no more sneak attack. Those cartwheels are so cool. Love it. Okay. Give me that. So bandit knife is pretty decent if you're doing like a crit build. I think it's got bleed effect on it. So this is actually something that you might want to consider as a secondary weapon, right? Let's take a look. Yeah, so you can see the auxiliary effect, bleed 300. So that's definitely something that you would want to consider, especially if you're not dealing a lot, like you're not pumping stats into damage dealing modifiers. So if you're going to have to hit something a lot, especially like the wolf, being able to bleed it is going to be really good for you. Then if you can put on like pine tar resin or something like that, where you're doing fire damage on top of the bleed, make things. And then of course the daggers and stuff like that are really good at crit damage. So if your counterattacks, backstabs, things like that become exceptional. Can we get you to walk out? Ugh. That's not good. Got bonked. I don't like the one dude setting up on me. It was him. He had that weird posture. I think when they're holding their arm like that, they're setting up for a parry. So I'm gonna guess that when they have their arm in that awkward position, they're kind of baiting you for an attack, and they will parry you at that point. All right. Time for the Dark Souls experience. So we still don't know about the stairs being a thing. Oh, shit. But we know that if we can get away from that guy, we got a chance. Now we're just fighting him like normal, like we would do. We just have to be mindful of our stamina and hope that we can get enough damage. Oh! This is why you don't want to target lock, dude. The dodge roll when you're target locked is... There it is. You got your shield up, but they do the overhead attack and you're fucking dead. So yeah, the target lock, it's one of the necessary things, but it's also something that will kill you, right? Because if you don't target lock, you're gonna miss your attacks a lot. But if you do target lock and you dodge, you're not really in control of your dodge. It dodges you like in a circle around the fucking enemy. When you're trying to dodge to create distance, you're not really making any distance. You're just dodging to the side, kind of like strafe dodging and getting fucking hit. So it's pretty brutal in that scenario. What up, Fuzz? Man, I don't know how many hours I have in this game. Probably not as many as you would think. All right, so this is fine. We realize, okay, so like we did it the noob way, then we played like what we accomplished what we wanted, right? We wanted to get in there, kill 2 dogs, and we're again pretending like we don't know like a decent strategy of like trying to get up the stairs and splitting up killing the dogs on the stairs and then getting the Capra demon to walk the stairs and drop down and stuff like that. It's all good there. But now we can deploy those tactics, because that's kind of the plan. We're gonna play each encounter like we know nothing. Then we're gonna approach the second time we approach the encounter to try to play like what we would do to learn from those mistakes as a noob. And then from the third encounter on, we're just going to play like normal with our normal knowledge and just do what we would do in the situation. Fuzz, I'm assuming you're asking if the camera lock and dodge roll is like that in other Souls games. Yes and no. Like in more modern Souls games, they have settings that enable you to control the way your weapon will swing when you're locked on. And I want to say, for the most part, if you're camera locked or target locked, you will dodge strafe like to the left or right and not necessarily backwards. Like most of the time. See, the problem with this weapon is a straight stab. So you really have to target lock, because if you're using like a slashing sword that goes across, you can get away with not target locking and you're still going to land most of your hits. But if you're doing a stab, like you have to have precision accuracy. Your weapon's hitting a single point, right? It's not slashing across your screen. So if you're not target locked with a spear, you're going to miss a lot of swings. So it becomes extremely detrimental for this type of weapon to not target lock. So it's like yes and no. You should do it in certain scenarios and you shouldn't in others. I would prefer to never target lock, but you can't always get away with that, especially in a small area like that Capra Demon, because you're fighting against two dogs, the Capra Demon, but your biggest opponent is the camera and getting pushed up against the wall and not being able to see shit. And when you can't see shit, you can't swing your weapon because it's not actually swinging at what you want it to. It's just a clusterfuck. So that scenario, it's tough to not target lock. But then when you're trying to dodge to get away from the guy, you wish you were target locked. Or you wish you weren't target locked. Sorry, said that wrong. All right. So I'm going to do this the way that I would normally do it. And in fact, if you ran in there, if you had like an alluring skull and you just threw that in there, the dogs would go to the alluring skull. You could immediately separate the dogs. Now, it's not the safest thing to do necessarily, because you're probably going to take a hit if you're tossing the alluring skull. But it's just one of those tactics, right? If you want to use it, it's an option. All right. Thought for a second I saw a shiny from the dog. I was like, no way. I should have gotten into the combat immediately. Definitely don't want those guys behind you at all. Good night, foes. Tights. All right. Just what we needed. Oh, you know what? The thief armor might be decent. Where is it? I think we picked it up, right? Nah, we did. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's the black leather. Hold on. Where? Okay, it's above. All right. The regular leather armor is actually better. Okay. Thief mask, low weight. There we go. Black leather gloves, just better and lighter weight. Can't argue that. Okay, and then legs. Yeah, I wonder why the holy trousers are so good. It's kind of funny. Holy trousers have better physical resistance than leather legs. The holy trousers look like just a burlap sack. It's kind of funny. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Come here, pupper. Come on, doggy. I don't know what it is about that area, but once you lock on, you can't really turn. That's happened to me twice. Like right here, when I try to turn, I get stuck. It's very strange. I wasn't sure if I could hit that guy. Thought I'd try it. Motherfucker. Okay. One more, and the dog. I think he's doing backflips in there. What are you doing, bro? Okay. Pupper. All right, let's top off and get in there and let's do the thing. What you doing, buddy? Come on, pupper. Come on, pupper. Bye-bye. I never really do the plunging attacks on him there. I kind of was just interested to see how effective it would be with this weapon. All right, I'm gonna fight him without the target. Actually, we're out in the open, so I'm fine here. Oh, that was bad. I don't know why I'm putting myself in that danger there. I know that if I get in that scenario, that he can hit me with that overhead attack. The music is... I think that might be the first, like, really epic song in the game. It's great music for this particular fight because this is definitely the most stressful fight that you get into early on, at least. I think it's always a stressful fight because even if you know how to do it and do it well, it's very easy to make a mistake. So yeah, after we kill that guy, I think at this point you'd be super happy that you killed that fucker, but you'd also be extremely worried about what lies ahead because you've got a lot of souls now. For the most part, you typically would. Obviously, this guy's like a great trap, right? We know this dude's here. Hello, buddy. One thing that's kind of good about the enemies is you can hear them breathing. So if you move slowly and cautiously enough, you can actually hear an enemy just sitting there, even if it's not moving. Yeah. I'm convinced that posture is just waiting out a parry attempt. I think it would have been a pretty exotic one too. Like I think it's going to parry potentially with the blade. It's a really cool animation. The depths. Optional zone. So I think opening that every time I would have gone up here first. Because I know if I go into a place called the depths, I'm not going to be coming up the stairs anytime soon. So I would expect this to be either like a connection or a dead end, right? So it should only be one of those two things.
You still have your senses about you. Then why won't you buy some of my moss? I need your souls.
They do a good job of putting like a relevant vendor, but some people aren't going to discover this vendor before they go into the depths. They might open that door and just go straight in, and potentially never know this fucking vendor exists, right? But the vendor has really good items for the depths. I feel like this vendor should exist in the depths. But also, we now discover pine resin at a merchant, and this is one of those moments where you should be paying attention and say, holy fuck, I have a way to do damage against those bosses that I've been struggling against. We know that this is a good thing for the dog, but it could be a good thing for any of the bosses or any enemy that your normal physical damage weapon isn't doing good enough for. At a very minimum, it's going to increase the damage, right? And so you want this. You want to at least get like a few to test it out and see how effective it is. We know that the light, like the gold pine resin, is very good. So charcoal pine resin, we haven't used it, but it makes sense that it would be good against like a beast. We don't know if the rotten pine resin is any good or not, but I would buy a few of these. I would buy 4. Prism stones. I think I would have bought some of these just to find out what the fuck they were. I would not buy a purging stone because it's expensive and I don't know for sure what it does. Humanity is obviously something that's useful and good, but we're not in any immediate need of that, and it's expensive, so we wouldn't buy it. And we have a decent amount of clumps, and so we wouldn't be too concerned there. Now, this would kind of get interesting to me, where I'm like, oh, we've got fire and poison arrows. I'm not an archer, but that would pique my interest. I'd say, okay, well, that could be really effective. Maybe archery is something to look into. You can't necessarily be a jack of all trades on your characters. That's how I played the game initially. And of course, you're not going to be like very strong at any particular thing. But it was a good experience to learn how I liked to play. And then my second and third subsequent playthroughs, I would start to fine-tune those styles and really pick things that I liked and enjoyed and build into that and avoid the things that I didn't.
This is a wonderful place, don't you think? We have water, moss, moisture, these nice iron bars. I like it here, I really do. Nothing good ever happened to me in life, but now that I'm undead, I've never been happier. You've come to this land at a bad time. There are nothing but you're undead. Go down along the side to reach the depths of the undead berg. Only unkempt crooks and liars to be found there. Hardly a place for a lady like myself. But who knows? Maybe you'd fit right in.
I love the dialogue when you know the game. You really start to be like, man, you get like a full understanding of what they're alluding to. Whereas before it was so obscure. The information was valuable, but to what extent, right? And the more playthroughs you play, you're like, man, they really did give you helpful advice, but it was like, how equipped were you to fully understand it at the time?
You've come to this land. They're in your head.
Okay.
Come again if you please.
Another thing to note, we just opened this area, right? We don't know exactly where we are yet, so we wouldn't go back down the depths. We would pursue this opening here and see what the fuck is going on. This would be one of those eye-opening moments. I'm like, hey, this is familiar. Oh, shit! And again, you'd have another shortcut to a place that you know of. I was hoping he'd drop a firebomb, that's why I went in there. Okay, so now we do know that we sent somebody back to Firelink. This is actually the second person that we sent back to Firelink, but we haven't even bothered to check in on the first person. So that guy in the golden armor, right? And then we just sent the sorcerer. So we need to check in on these peeps. See what's going down. See, like, if you don't have to fight the camera, you don't need to worry about target locking so much. But if you know you're going to be like doing a lot of shit and having to battle the camera, like here I would target lock because I can't defend properly, because I'm constantly battling the camera as I'm moving here. So this kind of engagement, I would 100% of the time want to target lock. Same with this guy, right? Because I'm going to be pressed up against the wall. I want to make sure that I'm full control of my character. But if I'm like in this open space and there's a guy standing in front of me, I would much rather just be able to stab like this and then dodge behind me and have full control of my movement. Because think about how many times this has happened to you. So if I was target locked on an enemy that was in front of me and you pressed to dodge, you could dodge to the sides, but you're not dodging to create distance, right? And so these enemies, what we've seen thousands of times, whether it's their own weapon, whether they're in midair, whether it's projectile, it does not matter. Physics does not apply to them. They change directions at the snap of a finger. It does not matter. So rolling to the side or jumping to the side while you're target locked is really not doing jack shit, because the enemy is just going to alter its path with yours and fuck you up. So getting the distance is what matters, and that's why it's so frustrating to try to dodge shit when you're target locked. I think Griggs has a fantastic forehead. It looks very large. All right.
Oh, hello. I regret meeting you under such compromising circumstances. At least we both made it back unscathed. Did you see them? The 3 young clerics headed for the catacombs to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires. The poor young girl sent down into a tomb. What a terrible mission she is burdened with.
That would be exciting news for us, right? Clerics, we'd be like, oh shit, we might have an opportunity to get some spells, some miracles.
Oh, hello. Terrific to see us both in one piece. And pray that you never go hollow. Oh, hello. Terrific. And pray...
Okay, so he's not becoming a vendor just yet. We don't know that these clerics are here. I kind of went over here instinctually, but yeah, they're here. So let's see what our boy says.
Hello. My guests have finally arrived. I will be departing with them shortly. So, I'm afraid I will be saying goodbye soon. It was a pleasure. Oh, hello. Miracles, I presume? Yes, I know.
So it's important to pay attention to his inventory. I think his inventory changes after he kills Milady, or he either sells something new or he actually holds something new when you kill him. So it's kind of interesting. All right, let's go ahead and buy the Force Miracle. Let's buy the Homeward Miracle.
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings.
All right, it's time to talk to these foos. Yeah? Interesting. I wanted to be that voice actor.
What have we here? You look awfully raggedy.
What?
Times are grim. The least you can do is look sharp. Don't you dare meet my lady like that. You might scare her off for good.
You know what's hilarious about that? Times are grim. The least you can do is look sharp. What? Times are grim. There's zombies everywhere. There's fucking monsters literally around the corner. There's skeletons walking around with no flesh on their bones. And you think I should be worried about being dapper? That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
You are undead as well. Then we've no time to fraternize. I have my mission and you no doubt have yours. We must not let this curse overcome us. Did I not explain the urgency of our tasks? Or are you so uncouth as to lack such judgment? By the looks of you, I should think not.
I am hideous and uncouth.
Did I not explain the urgency of our... Or are you so uncouth by the look?
Swathed in light. All right, that was for you, Queso. All right, let's see. God, it'd be funny to just kill everybody right now for all the shit they just spoke to me. How dare you? Okay. So, I hear you, burb. We, at this point, oh yeah, let's see if this guy has anything. He might comment on the bell.
Why, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to make it. Oh, somebody rang the bell. Wait, was it you? You never give up, do you? I don't know how you do it. Well, don't stop now. Only one more. But it's going to be suicide.
This is a good thing, right? We've been kind of stuck. We've made some progress recently, but, you know, Noob Sean would have been stuck for a while, and it's a good thing. Like, come back to the places you know, talk to the NPCs you've met. Things might change. They might drop a hint.
Did you see her? That virtuous little maiden, complete with followers in tow? They're probably going straight to pillage graves. I've heard enough about a lady for a lifetime. What absolute rubbish, eh?
Rubbish. So, this conversation sparks a memory, right? You're like, oh, fuck, yeah. There's skeletons that were beating our ass at the beginning of the game. We could go back there and see what's up.
What's wrong? Get a bit of a scare out there? No problem. Have a seat and get comfortable. We'll both be hollow before you know it.
So we've got a couple places. We're starting to stack up areas that we can go, places that we need to revisit, and places that we've yet to explore.
Well, what are you going to do? I've already decided. I don't really care. I'm simply crestfallen.
Alright, so I think he's done.
How did that nutty sorcerer make it back? Unexpected. But I suppose stranger things have happened. How did that raggedy old chum end up? You know, the one who idolized some godmother of pyromancy.
So he's speaking about Lautrec. We have no idea who that is right now.
Most flee from sickness. He dives right in. Well, nothing will harm him once he goes hollow.
I don't think I've ever had this conversation with him where he tells me about Lautrec before I've ever met him. Interesting.
What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone.
Yeah, this guy's a bastion of information. He's really important to talk to. So what I was hoping is he would talk about the Golden Knight. So the Golden Knight has not got here yet. He is waiting most likely for the second bell. I can't remember exactly what his trigger is. And also this is like an easy area to not see here. Like this. So I'm gonna pretend like I don't know this exists for the time being. But yeah. By making that mistake with our Firekeeper soul, we can't improve our Estus. Sad. I wanted to hear if he was going to tell me about Golden Knight. He didn't, so that kind of made me confident that Golden Knight wasn't down there. We can look into our attuned spells. So yeah, we're getting decent usage of heal. I think more important to have than Homeward, but also we can't use Homeward yet. It takes 18 faith, which is kind of hilarious that Homeward is so restrictive. However, we could use force, but still we're gaining more benefit from heal. Until our Estus flask is better and we've kindled more bonfires, it would be probably foolish to walk around with force on, because I can almost guarantee we wouldn't be using it. All right, so this is a good opportunity to ask that question. Ooh. This would be very curious. I wonder what I thought the first time I encountered that. We know it's right here, but I'd be looking for a while. I'd be like, what the fuck is that? Because it's not the crow. I mean, we can see the crow. The crow doesn't make sounds from this area here. Very interesting. That would be something that would bother me for a while. All right, let's see what we do against these skellies. All right, so not much damage. And I don't even think we know at this point that they are basically going to reanimate, potentially. All right, so the crit attacks are good, right? Okay, so these guys aren't reanimating, so they're not close enough proximity to the necromancers. Okay. Yeah, I can't. Ooh, give me that. I think we would continue for a little bit at least. I'm not sure if these guys will get stuck or not. That was a weird attack to parry. That's not an attack I see very often. I was just kind of... I don't want this guy to just come at me out of nowhere, so I'll make sure I deal with him. Alright. So... I wonder how obvious the catacomb entrance is. Will we see it easily? Well, that's a nice pickup. Okay. So, we know we looted what we saw over there, so we wouldn't be incentivized to go there. In fact, we know there's a big old skelly, so that's dangerous. This we would see for sure because of that cautious play. And we'd be like, oh fuck, I didn't know this was here. Darkness. The catacombs. Oh. That was way too soon. I hate being jammed up like this. It's so hard to tell what's coming. Jesus Christ. He's gonna parry me if I attack him like this. God damn it. That fucking move. Alright. How much damage are we doing to this guy? Oh! That was a lesson learned, right? Good thing it didn't kill us. That was nice to see there. Like, what the fuck are these things? Oh, did we just get to see? Oh, okay, the skelly didn't die. I was gonna say, did we get to see that it reanimated? Alright, I'd be walking. Didn't give us souls, right? That's one thing that we'd know. We'd look back and then we'd see it reanimate. And I think I would fight it again. I'd be like, what the fuck? Come on. Man, I am off right now. Alright. Second thing to notice. We don't one-shot it with the parry like we did on the other guy. Again, no souls. So we see that this thing continues to reanimate, and we say nah. We know we've got other areas to go. Probably not trying to get into a place where we can't kill stuff. So that is a good indicator of where I would go back. Now, I know, like, me personally, right now with my knowledge of the game, I know I could go deeper in there. I know I could kill Pinwheel. I know I could get the Rite of Kindling and be much stronger. That wouldn't be a problem at all. However, we would be afraid of that place at this juncture. So I would not go forward that way. I would go the path that I was headed a moment ago, and that is to the depths. I would feel okay with that.
Oh, hello. And pray that...
This guy still hasn't become a vendor. Okay. I didn't think there was any hesitation for him to become a vendor, honestly. I thought he just did so immediately. I don't remember what the stipulation is. Not that we necessarily care right now. But... we got us a shorty cut. So remember, next time we have struggles with the boss, we have some resins to utilize. I'm genuinely curious about the poison resin. I think I may have only ever used that in PvP. I think the poison resin would be good against something like Hovel, maybe, where you bomb them a couple times, get that poison started, and then just run away. Let them just fucking die from poison. Any kind of like big, heavy, lots of HP type enemy, if you want to cheese it, maybe a poison resin. But obviously, like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well hit it with poison darts, right? Pretty dark in this area. Ooh. Camera, so dangerous, man. So dangerous. Alright, what we're thrilled to see is we're in a new area and we're killing naked undeads. That makes you feel like, okay, we're in the right place. We are where we should be. Again, take these cues from the game, right? I was at a place where it took me a while to kill a skeleton. It would reanimate. I kill it again. It takes me a while. It reanimates. Like, no reason to be in that place right now. The rewards are great, but we don't know that, and it could be a lot of fucking trouble. Another thing that's super brutal to the new player, think about this, right? Let's say you do brave the catacombs and you just crush. You spend a lot of time in there, you work really hard, and you conquer the catacombs. What's your reward? You now move forward into the tomb of the giants, and you get booty blasted up until you run into the gate that you can't pass through, that orange yellowy gate, because you don't have the Lord Vessel. That would be so infuriating, and you would have no idea why. You come up to this thing, you can't get through it, and you're just fucked for no reason. And you have to make an incredibly painful journey back out of the catacombs, which is very difficult to do. That is a very difficult journey to make back. So it is just a cruel scenario to be in as a new player. They should make the catacombs like very difficult to get into, and then they shouldn't allow you to progress into the Tomb of the Giants without having the Lord Vessel. Like, it should be blocked off completely after Pinwheel. No progress from Pinwheel. But no, they will let you get fucked up for no reason. Alright. I'd be checking that out. That's a new enemy. Big slab o' meat. Oh! I don't remember drawing its aggro like this so easily. That's kind of crazy. But we're about to fight this butcher. I think this is the only butcher that's a man. I think all the other ones are women, aren't they? Maybe. Oh, we're about to get our favorite item though. I mean, I guess we can get a drop from this guy, but we're about to get the guaranteed sack helm. We will have to get hit by the slime. There's no way we would know. I don't think it'll be obvious, right? Oh, I thought we would stagger the naked guy with one hit. A little surprised. So we know the butcher's up there, but I don't think anybody else would necessarily realize that. Yeah, I thought all the butchers were women too, but I mean, I don't think there's breasticles on that. I mean, it could be a woman. I'm not gonna check. Let's see. Pupper. Oh man, sure hate the dogs. Sure hate the dogs. The backwards jumps are just crazy. The first, you know, it's gonna be so sad. Knowingly opening a mimic, it's gonna be so sad. This is so huge to get the large ember though. This is what makes our weapon finally viable. When we get that, we be like, okay, what's this? Whoops. Is it a key item? Yeah. So. Ember required for weapon ascension for +5 to +10. This is like the thing we've been looking for, right? This is why we're struggling with bosses with a +5 weapon in areas that we probably shouldn't be, right? This makes a massive difference. You get this spear to +10, then you've got pine resins to use. Man, things just changed drastically. I'm not sure how many noobs see this immediately. This is the drop down and it kind of leaves you on top of the Rat Queen, where you can get the poison shield thing, as far as I remember. So yeah, it's not somewhere that I would drop not knowing what the fuck it is, right? Like if I'm in noob mindset, you can't, I mean, you can see something, but you have no idea what it is. And it's Dark Souls. Why would you jump somewhere where you can't tell what the fuck it is when you've got alternate routes to take? So anybody that does that, like, they probably know what's going on, or they're just a psychopath. Boom, 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 boom. The only problem with the finding the large titanite here, or the large ember, is that it's going to be quite a while before you get back to the blacksmith, right? So yeah, you found it, and you could leave here and go to him. And if you were really struggling, you would be smart to do so. But I don't think it's worth the detour at this time. Hello, love. Oh, I was trying to parry that. Rip. Oh, mama, you got nice traps. Whoop. She's a beautiful lady. She sounds like a lady when she's dying. Right? Ah, the sack. You know we gots to. This is a Queso character. Queso's not wearing that sack. You elitist. Queso is a richer. He's too good for the sack.
Yes, you. Here, over here. Please, you must help me.
Wonder how many people just straight up kill this guy trying to free him from the barrel. They've got like a big heavy weapon and just he dies.
Thank you. I would have been a supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shudder to think. Thank you. Thank you dearly. I am Laurentius, or the Great Swamp. I will not forget my debt to you. Oh, hello there. I'm fine, thanks to you. Oh, hello there.
Hello, mate. Hello, governor. All right. We got Questo's barrel, buddy. I don't know why these look different to me. Yeah, nobody's noticing that slime here. You're taking this slime hit 100%. That fucker, you're a new player in Dark Souls, 100% getting hit by this slime every time. There's just no way you're not. It's so gross, dude. Imagine if you didn't have enough health to sustain that, how infuriating that would be. Oh god, I can barely do anything against it too. Half my swings are gonna miss. These fucking slimes. I am a slime. They're so nasty, man. Oh, fuck! Jesus Christ, dude. Why is Dark Souls scarier than any other game ever? Oh, I think I pulled everything in my body all at once. God, dude, I was so locked in there, too. Holy fuck. That was brutal. That was so cheap, dude. That was so cheap. Oh. What up, Fate? Oh my god, dude. Oh, my old man body. Can't take that. Jesus Christ. I knew that guy was there. I mean, I didn't expect him to roam that far. But yeah. I guess probably because I never intentionally take the slime hit and never sit there and languish over killing the slime. Fuck me, man. Alright, see how these slimes are so obvious? There's just such a difference, right? There's no way you're not seeing these slimes. They just get you with that troll slime that you would never, ever see. Wow, we both missed. That's funny. Ah, get away. Man, not having a master key here would suck. Now, of course, if you are wanting to get like Kirk's armor set, this is where you'd want to make sure that you're starting to use your humanities. But we also want to do that because we want to kindle bonfires, right? And so the interesting thing is, you haven't got to experience, at this point, you haven't got to experience an NPC invader, right? So when that happens, I think to most people who have been bullied online by invaders, then they like play offline or intentionally avoid kindling, they will be very surprised by an enemy NPC invader. They might think it's an actual person. I think it's probably 50-50. The first time people get invaded by someone like Kirk or Mildred, they probably think it's a fucking player. And then they have that realization. But yeah, it's one of those adrenaline pump moments for those people for sure. All right. In these unknown areas, it's like it starts to become reasonable to start investing in your character. Again, we don't have any faith-based miracles that we care about using right now, so it wouldn't make sense to invest in faith. We're not going to benefit from it. So what are we benefiting from at the moment? So let's take a look at our weapon and see where would our stats be best utilized. So it's gaining the best damage parameter from Dex. So we're just gonna increase our damage a little bit by improving our Dex stat, or we could focus on getting our vitality and endurance up, right? So it's kind of one of those things where a new player would probably put it into Dex. So I'm gonna take that behavior, and the way that I'm gonna approach this is I'm gonna I think the way that I would genuinely do this as a new player is I would spend 1 point in Dex, 1 in Endurance, 1 in Vitality, and continue to do that until I had some other reason to do something otherwise, right? That would probably be my method of spending going forward. Time to die, Torch Boy. That 1 point of Dex increased my damage by 1, and it was enough to one-shot that guy, where before I had to hit him twice. That's so funny. Ooh, that would catch my eye. I almost think we can hit this dude from here. We can! That's awesome. I don't think I've ever used a spear to try to attack him from here. I mean, the game learns its lesson and moves the rat after you hit him once. That's funny. Any benefit from being right here with the rat? Now, you could probably poison mist if you happen to have that, or you could, well, I don't think you could have poison mist right now. Maybe if you backtracked and you went to the, whatchamacallit first. We can't open this from this side. What is this box from? The shadow. Interesting. Oh, it's this. Weird. So these rats are really annoying. This is like a great type of place to use the halberd, where you can kill multiple at once with the big swinging. Yeah, rats are good for humanity. Ooh. Great axe. Oh yeah, we do want to consider the bandit knife at some point. Yeah. The great axe. Oh, takes a whole lot of strength. If you're like me, you always destroy these fucking nasty things. Ah! You best! This place is so sad when people get cursed by the googly eyes. We should be using R2. Oh, fuck me. Should be using R2 attack so we can one-shot these dudes. Humanities. Alright. This would be a high nerve area to go through a fog gate right here. I would actually kind of be thinking maybe I'm going into that room with the giant rat, even though it doesn't line up. I think I'd have a moment to realize, oh, okay, wherever I'm at, it's not immediate danger. Oh, shit! We've learned before that you want to kill those guys as fast as possible. So that's a good success. See what I'm saying, man? No matter where you are, the fucking rats or the enemies, they don't even have to be rats. Whatever the enemy is, it changes its direction mid-air and gets you. It's crazy. they're basically like flying. That's why when you're target locked and you're trying to like move around and dodge and shit, it almost doesn't matter. Oh, I thought I was gonna one-shot that with an R2. Like, it almost doesn't matter if you dodge successfully because they're heat-seeking rat missiles. I think the white fur rats have a higher chance to drop humanity, by the way. Ah, fuck, I thought I had my shield on. We know a rat busts out of here, but we probably wouldn't. I'd actually probably roll into those. Actually, no, maybe I'd stab them. I'd definitely try to destroy the boxes. We've learned quite a few times that boxes can have rats now. This is cool. I don't know if I'd necessarily expect that there's a boss fight here. I'd be curious as to what that thing is. This is kind of one of those good opportunities to remember that, hey, we might have binoculars. I think we did pick those up. Yeah, we did. But it's really hard to get the angle that you want if you want to see that thing. Like, that stuff just looks weird. It's like a broken box and then white patch of something. Just really want to know what that is. I don't think we'll be able to see it, though. Yeah, no. Okay. Got another mousey. So, one thing that we're consistently noticing is we have a high need for more stamina. So this would actually change my plan. I would start prioritizing stamina. Oh, see you, buddy. Which, do we have two pathways here? We got slime. We don't know that fire does good damage to slimes yet. All we know is that our current weapon fucking sucks against slimes. And it's not necessarily surprising. I'm just glad slimes don't, like, corrode your weapon. That would be shit. They kind of should. Maybe. Ratatouille. Where you going, buddy? You can hear the friends below. You don't know what they are yet, but you— oh, fuck! You ugly son of a bitch. I don't think I've ever really had to fight them like this. Ooh, shit. Okay, that's not good. Oh! Okay. Yeah, shield is not necessarily the move there, but if you can keep circling, I think you're good. It kind of makes sense that you can't shield up against something that large. So it's going to hit around your shield. So I'm not too annoyed by that. So yeah, if you see the item up above. Hey, look. We can use our binoculars. That area right... Actually, no. I'm sorry. There we go. That area right there is that thing that you drop down from the butcher's area. And then you can run around up top and get that item. So if you're wondering how you loot that, that's how you do it. It's a shield. It's a poison resist shield. Hey, buddy. And it's probably not worth grabbing, but if you drop down there from the start, it's an easy way to kill this giant rat if you have like fire bombs or any kind of projectile weapon. Very nice. Now this part is fucked. I don't know how many new players figure this part out. This just seems like something you wouldn't go down regardless. I know that we ride this side on the left down. I don't think I've ever tried to go on the right side. Yep. Right is doom. So, noob Dark Souls player would easily do two things there. Not go down that thing because it looks like it would kill you. It's too dark, you can't tell. Or they would choose wrong in the 50-50 and end up down here. Or they would have already fallen in those pits with the googly eyes and the other opportunities that the game is giving you to do so. Splat. Oh man. Nothing is more shitty than being fucking cursed. I'm surprised I haven't been invaded by Kirk at this point when I'm here. I think I gotta turn this corner. Yeah, there he goes. Ah, damn it, Kirk. Don't you roll into me, Kirk. I don't want that hep C. So fancy. So shiny. Retrieve remaining power. Humanity acquired. Oh. Barbed straight sword. New loots. Right. So we see the slimes. We don't like the slimes. We might be able to put 2 and 2 together and figure out, oh, this is where I was a second ago. I'm not sure I would come to that conclusion. I know that I need to look over here. I don't know how likely I would see that immediately. I don't think I would see that. Oh, you fucker. Oh, that would have been the worst. Get away! Now I see it, right? Now I see that opening, so getting hit by the slime there actually gives me a way out. Oh, we missed an opportunity to share some knowledge there. So if you saw I had 11 Estus flasks, and if you're wondering, how is that possible when you've only kindled the bonfire once? When others in the area kindle the bonfire, I could get a renewed Estus flask. It's pretty neato. Alright, so we've opened up our shorty cut. Makes sense. And knowing where we are now, it makes sense to rest at the bonfire so we can spend some loots. And what did I say a moment ago? We're going to spend it in endurance because that's where we need the most benefit. It also helps with our equip load. So endurance is the most essential stat, in my opinion, in this game. In Dark Souls 1, at least. So we can get heavier and heavier and heavier and do mo better and mo better. So it might be worth looking at our equipment again and just start comparing things. Elite Knight set. So it is pretty heavy, which we know. But it is quite a boon. So let's see our 24.5. We're going to be just too heavy. Let's go back to the leather armor. Let's get our pants. The Elite Knight pants might be worth putting on. 23. Okay, yeah. Nope, still slow. How much did that bump me up? Oh, pretty close though. Okay, not a big deal. We'll keep the holy trousers on now. We'll get what we want shortly. Oh yeah. So we don't know what's, we don't know what all is waiting for us around here. All we know is that we just unlocked this area, like the shorty cut. And we don't know what's down here, but we came from here. And we know for sure we still had more to do. So let's figure this out. We're always going to explore if we know we've got more to see. Google gobbles. Okay. So we got 2 of these dudes. Oh wait. Oh no! Weapon at risk! No! Oh man. Okay. We got a little bit left. But it's already doing reduced damage. So this might be an opportunity to try another weapon out while we're funking around. Although it's not going to be upgraded, so we got to be careful. try the barbed sword. It's a bleed weapon, of course. This is why the bandit's knife is so good. Look, it's a higher crit. And it scales much better. And it does the same bleed amount. And higher durability and lower weight. It's just... The bandit knife is solid. It's a solid one. We might have to go with the gargoyle tail. Because we don't have anything else that we can reliably use right now. But we're in an okay area. We're only going to have the googly eyes, but we don't know that. I love how they can just jump through the floor like that. That makes a whole lot of sense. So cheap. They're cheating. Have you guys ever looked at these things? Like for real, looked at them? See if I can flip it over. Get out of here. Get out of here. Fuck. So hard to see what I'm trying to show. Okay, maybe. So their like lower body is blocking what I want to see. Oh, that might work. Nope, can't fucking see it. They have a little tiny mouth and tiny eyes. Like their eyes are actually next to their mouth. Not these big googly eyeballs. Let's see if I can see it with a binocular. Yeah, you can kind of see his eye. This might be a better angle. Yep. See that orange tiny dot in the center of the screen? That's his eye. That's his left eye. It's not the big, giant eyeball. Pretty cool. It's probably easier to see on one that's still alive. But that one won't stay still. So many of these dudes. They just really struggle to like prop up when they're dead, so I can't really show you what I want. Ring of the Evil Eye. What are you? Absorbs HP from falling enemies. This would be the kind of ring that when I get as a new player, I'm thinking, oh, this is fucking awesome. But in reality, that's a shitty ring. I used to like it. It's a noob player's crutch ring that is actually way worse than most rings you could have. Healing is very, very infrequently something that you need to be concerned with, because you've got multiple methods to do so. So having a ring that tries to do that for you, it's gonna help you like so in such a minuscule amount that it's not worth. humanity. All right. So we feel good about what we've cleared here. There's nothing left down here. So what we'll do is we'll go back to the bonfire and repair our weapon. This is what one of those great things as to why you would buy the repair box. It's so important. We would be in an incredibly bad spot if we had to run all the way back to a fucking blacksmith. Now, there is repair powder, which is nice. So you can kind of like always have that on you. And I think we may have some in our inventory, but I only want to use that if I absolutely have to. And we do not have any on us. All right. Let's repair. Get rid of this thing. Now, if you're ever gonna like upgrade a weapon or an armor, it'll restore its durability. So if I had the ability to upgrade my winged spear right now, I would do so, and I wouldn't need to spend souls on repairing it. It's never really costly to repair stuff, so I wouldn't ever concern yourself with that. But it saves you a little bit if you need to. I would say I don't think I've ever had my armor break unless I was getting like attacked by acid PvP douchebag or something, but just I guess it's fine to repair it. Oh, you know what? I might be able to level up once. It might be worth it. Let's not worry about it. Let's give this guy the business. Okay. Torch dudes are OP. Alright, well now I'm gonna level up. Because I'm gonna re-rest. Oops. Use one of these. Alright. See if he hits me with the wham bam again. I'm gonna come in slower this time. No! Expected you to move in. Okay. So we know we're close to the boss, but my guy doesn't know that. He has no idea. He's just being a gamer, running around, doing things. At this point, I'd be going slow again, trying to figure out what the fuck I'm working with. We know that these rats are going to attack me, so we want to kill them. What up, Austin? How's it going, buddy? Aye, Shemai. Oh, I see you, rat. This guy is like a super weird encounter.
Aye, Shemai, and good day to you. I'm Donald of Xena. I'm just a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
I fucking love the pacing of his dialogue. It is so on point. Look at this fucking slime.
Well, that is
You
a
piece
ship
of shit.
Come back again. Not every trade. There'll be more in store for us.
This bastard slime trying to get up on me while I'm talking to Dommel of Xena. You mother F. Alright, let's have that conversation.
Aye, Shemai. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
How'd the deployment go, dude? You'll have to share some stories.
I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
What? Oh, yes, the gold pine resin. Very nice to see that. His armor is quite interesting. I feel like his armor should absolutely give some additional property. But it's a fancy lad armor.
It is a shame, but no matter. Come back if not every. There'll be more in store.
So it's important to know that after you talk to this guy and once you defeat this zone, he will then move on. Actually, I'm not certain. I can't recall if it's from after defeating the boss at the depths or if it's ringing the second bell that he goes under the bridge at the Firelink Shrine area. It's one of the two. I can't be certain at this time. What up, King? I am using the weapon of choice for Questo. I'm just doing a queso. One of my moderators. It's one of his favorite weapons. So I'm playing as him. So that's why I'm running this this weapon. Mostly desk time, a little bit combat. Dude, that's good, man. I'd love to hear it 100% desk time. Hope you never have to do any combat related anything again. Even if you want to do that shit, I hope you never have to do it. I'm gonna stab somebody with this spear. Oh, you know what? We're actually going to see summon signs in a second because we have used humanity. Yeah. Hello, buddy. We could see Lautrec. I don't know if I've done what I needed to do to see Lautrec's sign. But I think you can get both of them in this fight, if I recall correctly. I think as a noob, I would have summoned Solaire there, because I've never seen that before. I should have done that. We're supposed to be playing as a noob. That was a missed opportunity. Oh well. It's a shiny boy. It's hilarious to think we could kill something this size. Oh man, it's been a long time since I fought this thing. Oh yeah, we want to go for the tail. Trying to remember what it's even gonna do. Slappy tail. It's gonna charge forward now. Damn it, it's hard to hit. There we go. Got your nub. What just hit me? Why isn't it puking? Is that like a midway point? No concussive damage there that I recall. Uh-oh, that's not good. Sir, can you collapse forward, please? Thank you. What? What the fuck? What was that? Oh my god. These fucking Dark Souls moments, man. Just classic Dark Souls right there. What in the fuck did I just get a full health one-shotted to? Jesus Christ. Alright, well, that was fucking absurd. Okay. It's a great opportunity to, I'm so confused. I think I want to try the... can we poison that thing now? It's got so much health. I'm going to try it. It can't hurt, right? We'll see if we can poison it. I have a feeling we could bleed it if we had the ability to do so, but... God, that was ridiculous. Gotta love it. Alright, let me read that other message. Said, appreciate you, Sean. Just gonna get that next set of guys ready to go out, and then I get to go back home for a few years. Nice, dude. Yeah, man. It's always a spot to be. Get your experience, get back home safe, train other people to get back home safe. It's a good spot. Alright. Giant dragoon. I can't get in too close. Get my souls first. God damn it. Uh-oh. I wasn't sure that he was going to do that. Uh-oh. Well, it's not going as good as it was a second ago. Uh-oh. Oh, you fucker. I think it's my baggy pants. He's not a fan. Motherfuck! Queso, getting sick of your spear, buddy. Uh-oh. dude, he covers so much ground. Fuck! I hate it. There we go. Stampy. No! Alright. So hitting it in the face is obviously better, but that's way more risky. What? No! No vomit yet? Oh shit! I didn't know the vomit get that far back. Alright. I don't trust. I don't trust getting one shot by its walking. I don't want to fall to my fucking death running out of bounds. That would be so sad. Oh! Sir? Skirt! Oh! Uh-oh. Stampy. Oh. That was such a bad risk. Oh god. I know you guys wanted me to get got right there. Yay! OP spear. Yeah. Oh man, if only we had that hard leather. 25K. And you know what your reward is? Going to a lovely place. A lovely place of fun and joy. It's kind of sad how many doors they have, or seemingly have down here, that lead to nothing. And then the player finally realizes they just have to go back. They should have figured out a way to allow us to continue to go forward. I think I made a wrong turn. What up, Panos? Good evening from the US of A, buddy. Actually, I will be saying Kalinixta. I know I murdered that. Excuse me. Pardon my French. Used the Blighttown key like a bouse.
Hi, Shemai. We meet again.
He doesn't say anything. Oh wait, he's only selling 3, so I'm buying them.
Thank you. That was a fine trade.
Look at here, slime. You get up off of me. Alright. We're going back to the bonfire. Yeah, dude, I'm happy to be playing Dark Souls again. It's been fun. It's nostalgic for sure. It's funny to like relive some of these funny moments and some of these cruel moments. Cruel moments indeed. All right, so this is our stopping point for the night. I definitely appreciate seeing some of you old faces, familiar names, and even some of the new peeps that are stopping in to say hello. It's good to have you guys. If you're not familiar with the Discord we have, just type in discord.gg/baldandbearded. It'll take you to my server, or you can type in !Discord in the chat, and it'll give you a link there as well. If you're a YouTube member, we do weekly game giveaways. Currently, we're giving away the remastered version of BioShock, so make sure you sync up your YouTube account with the Discord if you're a member, and you can enter there. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, for more Dark Souls Remastered. Good night, everyone. Peace.